Jono, thanks for joining us. A particularly murky one here at Lords today. Been a couple of games since we've caught up. Let's first off kick off reviewing the Northants game at Merchant Taylors, a very much needed win on our return to four-day cricket.
Yeah, good all-round performance in a rain-affected game. Went into that obviously playing at MTs, which we're confident and we know the ground well. And I think with the amount of rain around and the amount of game time we lost, I thought it was a brilliant performance all round really. Used the conditions well. As I said, we know the pitch well, so we always felt going into that last day we had a good chance still. We thought we'd bowl them out. We just didn't know obviously how many overs were going to be left to try and knock off the run. So all in all, I thought it was an excellent team performance.
A quick word on the skipper, who obviously led right from the front. 11 wickets for Toby. He's just a machine. He just keeps going and going.
Yeah, he's been brilliant all year. The fifers he's now picking up. It seems like weekly almost. His performances have been great, and the other guys though all chipped in and bowled well around him. So we created enough pressure on a wicket that did a little bit, but we know it well, as I said. And he was obviously the standout when it comes to the bowling side.
All the excitement of a victory with almost a day and a smidge lost to rain takes us up to Headingley for an utter dull draw. What was your take on that? Round 2 of the Kookaburra Test. I'm guessing the bowlers aren't the favourite of the ball. How about your take from a coach?
We turned up there first morning, lost the toss. We would have surprisingly had a bat, but I think it was third ball. I think Toby nicked, maybe lithe off. He didn't just drop short; he dropped about 2 metres short of slip, and you knew you were in for a bit of a long slog. It's tough. The Kookaburra ball. There's a lot being said about it. It's difficult in this country on the wickets that we play on. With a Kookaburra, you need bounce, you need hardness, you need the ball to fly through a little bit, and we don't really get that in this country. So you end up having to set silly fields and try and just burgle wickets as best you can. And so far we've struggled to do that. But Yorkshire came at us with all the funky fields and etc., and we still got nearly 600. So it's not easy trying to get wins out of a Kookaburra, and there's not that many victories around. And then you start thinking, well, how do you play with the pitch to get more from a Kookaburra game? And there's a couple of results this last round, and if you look at some of the footage, there's some pretty green wickets around and stuff. So I'm sure that's not what the powers that be wanted is playing around with the wickets, but there doesn't seem to be any other way of trying to get a victory really.
I suppose an enormous amount of credit has to go to the batting side. I mean, you're chasing down 600 after a day and 2/3 in the field. Enormous amount of scoreboard pressure that applies. You must have been really pleased with the way the batters knuckled down, and it's not easy going out there knowing that you've pretty much got to bat for 2 days to even save the game.
Yeah, mentally it's tough. We've done it 3 times now.
Yeah.
We've been behind the 8 ball 550, 600 every time, and our batters have come out and been brilliant. And it just shows the mental attitude that they have now going into those games and trying to almost ignore the scoreboard and play every ball on its merit. And when you got people like Rocky and Robbo and obviously Max has come on brilliantly, and Dupper and Higo, you feel secure in the knowledge that they will go out there and do that, and they've done it time and time again. Obviously Higo has been outstanding all year, got 1,000 runs for us for the first time for him. It's been absolutely brilliant, chips in with his wickets as well, so he's having a brilliant year, and hopefully that continues in the next 3 games.
Obviously up at Headingley you gave a debut to young Noah Cornwell, who made his first class debut there, which was great for him, having also obviously featured in the white ball stuff. How pleased were you with how Noah took to life with the red ball?
Yeah, really good. Tough debut. Kookaburra ball, flat wicket, slow wicket. We felt with him, if he could get that ball to swing like he does with the white ball, he'd be a threat up front for us, maybe nip a couple out early. The ball didn't swing. I thought he handled himself really well.
Yeah.
He's a good young prospect, got lots of a big future ahead of him definitely. He handled it really well. Really enjoy this year, especially dropping some young players in and seeing how they cope with the pressures and the environment, and they've been, so far it's been really good.
Good to hear you. Obviously, we've got the Kookaburra Ball again in this next round against Gloucester. We're back here at Lords. I guess conversations have been had with the ground staff there. You talked about what some other counties have done with their pitches to perhaps try and force a result at the Kookaburra Ball. Have you had any fruitful conversations with the ground staff here?
Yeah, absolutely. Carl's been great. We've spoken for the last couple of weeks. It's tough here, as we know, because they've just finished a test match. It's hard to prepare wickets when there's a test match going on. Well, you can't prepare wickets when there's a test match going on, so they have to put some work in before it and then after it, which is not ideal. But yeah, we're fully on board. You know, the guys have been great. So yeah, hopefully we'll get something that we can try and force some sort of win on in this next 4 days.
Good stuff. Well, we've got 3 games left, Jono. Obviously, this coming weeks is the first of those 3. 3 games to go. We're, I think, 19 points behind Sussex now, just 1 ahead of Yorkshire. I know you won't make any predictions, but you must be feeling in pretty good shape, 3 out with promotion very much in our hands.
I think all you can do is be in the mix, and we're in the mix. You know, that's all you ask for all year. Come to the crunch time, have a chance of going up, have a chance of winning the division. We've said that all along. This has been a year to try and develop a team that can not only get promoted, but if we get promoted, to get in that first division and compete in the first division. And you know, we're still working towards that. And with 3 games left, yes, we're in a good position, but there's a lot of hard work to go. You know, as we talked about, another Kookaburra game, we've got to find a way of trying to win that game. And then you've got 2 away games, which you can't control, obviously, the pitches and the conditions. So yes, we're confident, we're playing some good cricket, and we'll go full steam ahead for the next 3 games, absolutely.
Sounds like a good point to end on. Well, Jono, thanks for joining us. All the very best of luck next week. I hope it goes well.
Thank you.